Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today from our friends at AALL Create, we have 50 pieces of fantastic, beautiful floral and butterfly ephemera. They're beautiful die-cut pieces. They're called Sorbet Petals. Absolutely gorgeous. And you guys, I made a card like this using our beautiful tower cutting die. This is our giveaway card for this episode, so if you stick around, you'll learn how one lucky viewer can win this card to keep or share with a friend. So come play with us. All right, so look at all these pieces you're getting. Now, we were just trying to figure out what all of these different blossoms are. I can tell you that there are some tulips and that there's peonies, but the rest of these I'm not sure about. So there's roses for sure. I'm gonna hold these up and you guys look at them. Tell me if you recognize any of these other blossoms, okay? Because some of these are a little confusing. Who knows, they could have just been artistically altered. But just really beautiful. And then you've got some things like they added some pomegranates, some little golden apples, and then all these really beautiful butterflies as well. You've got single blossoms like this, and then you've got these fantastic gorgeous clusters of flowers. The die cutting on these is exceptional. There's no white edge on them. They did a really nice job with a laser die cut. Absolutely gorgeous. And you get 50 pieces. All right. So let's see what I did with them. All right. So I'm going to show you the opening card in a minute. Let's take a look at the rest of these. So you guys, this one is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. And on this one, it has a little surprise flap that opens like this. And then this opens this way. And then this little pink cardstock card is glued to the center. So how did I do this one? This one is actually very simple to make. So for this one, you just take your 5 by 6.5 inch card. I just took my paper trimmer and I just trimmed it from here to here, okay? And then I used, oops, here we go. We found that the colors for Poppy's 6 by 6 pattern cardstock worked beautifully with this collection, as well as the solid cardstock with the pink, and I used that to make my card. So once I cut this away, then I just took some of this pink, beautiful pink striped paper from the Poppy's collection, and I just cut it slightly smaller than this triangle shape. Then this piece right here is 4 inches, and then I cut it to 4 inches by 10 inches. So it's a 4 by 5 inch card. And then I just cut down some of the yellow Poppy border paper, glued that to the front. And then on the inside of this card, I just covered the entire card with some of this beautiful yellow paper from the same paper pack. Because this card is 6.5 inches tall and the paper is 6 inches wide, I just glued a little strip of pink plaid paper from the paper pack at the top and the bottom. Then I added some yellow, thin line, yellow Jewel Dazzle stickers right on that border between the two patterns, and also some pink Jewel Border Dazzle stickers right underneath that. And then on the card front, foam taped these beautiful poppies, these beautiful tulips to the center. And then just a little bow of some gingham ribbon in the yellow, glued that there. This is a cutout from the paper pack, and I foam taped that there. You can see there's another little border dazzle right there. On this side, just a scrap of paper going down the side, another pink jewel border dazzle next to it, and then I glued something right there, some of the die cuts. Open this up, and then once again, just a little scrap of paper here at the top and across the bottom, using more of those dazzle stickers, also adding these yellow Jewel Dazzle stickers on the sides. Glued this one, foam taped this one, foam taped this one. Okay, and then on the front, just so you would, oops, I shut that wrong. On the front, just so you would have something when you open this up, something decorative. So just a couple of little butterflies here, and just little clusters of 3s of these. And so that when you first open it like this, you're getting sort of this butterfly look that's going up. Okay, just a really fun card to put together, you guys. All right, next, okay, this one is a stitched tentfold card. All right, and I love using these because this is 5 by 7, and because this is 5 inches wide, I was able to use that same collection of poppy 6 by 6 paper and the solid cardstock and layer the paper so that they fit inside the stitched border, if you can see that along the edge. And then I took our arch nested dies, okay, and I put one right in the center, and then I was able to just run this right through the die cutting machine that had a 6-inch platform because this is only 5 inches wide. All right, and then I die cut a slightly larger version of that arch and from plaid paper and then glued that to the center, tore some paper here and glued that along the bottom edge, and then used lime green mirror jewel dazzle stickers across the bottom and some green script greeting dazzle stickers, which I love. They're so versatile. 3 sheets of different scripty sentiments. We just with love there. Used the little yellow jewel dazzle stickers again after foam taping that focal to go right in the center there. And just clusters of 3 of these jewel dazzle stickers. And it's really nice when placing those to just take your little jewel picker, it has a tacky end, and placing it on one of the stickers and then just stirring it a little bit and they lift off and then you can place them easily, which is very handy. Then on the front where we have the arch, another one of the lime borders, another one of the green scripts. And then here I glued these yellow flowers to the corner and foam taped this little collection, added some more of those little jewel dazzle stickers, and then just a little length of the gingham ribbon right at the corner. So just a fun, quick card to put together. All right, I've also got, this one is a double easel card. So there's one easel and then another easel, just a little mini one. One inside the other, just for fun, okay? So this one was actually really easy to put together, you guys. So what I did was I actually trimmed my 6.5 by 5 inch card. I trimmed it to 6 1/4 because I wanted my paper pack, which is Flit and Flutter 6 by 6 pattern cardstock, and I used this blue one right here. And I just wanted it to have a nice little border of both the white edge of the card and also this blue patterned paper that is right there in the paper pack. And then, so I took my card, trimmed 1/4 inch off of it. And then you guys, I just took my scoreboard and I scored this right down the center at 2.5 inches right there. Got a nice score like that. Then I actually took my paper and I made a layered little rectangle of it so that it fits right nicely right there, and then inked the edges of that using Air Force blue and my favorite little applicator tool. Inked the edges and then glued this little rectangle, this matted rectangle, only to the bottom edge. You can see on the back of this there's more greetings. And then so it's only being glued right here. So when it's laid flat, it looks like a regular card. And then one of these lime green jewel border dazzle stickers across the bottom, across the top. And then this is a cutout from the paper pack. And then glued this flower, foam taped this flower, foam tape, foam tape, foam tape. Okay. So now we're gonna open this up. And then on this one, I took the reverse side of this paper. You're getting 4 sheets of this blue one. So I took the reverse side, cut it down, inked the edges blue. And then for this one, you guys, I just made a little mini card out of some white cardstock. This is 2 1/4 inches by 3 inches. And then on the front side of the card only, I scored it at 1.5 inches. All right. Covered this with paper and then also added one of the little cutouts from the paper pack on the inside. There's some of the lime green jewels down here, and then I glued this to the bottom of the card. Okay, and then you've got to put something in there for this little thing to prop up on, so I foam taped a couple of these blue butterflies, and just propped it up just like that. So this one is propped up. This one just sits right behind it first, and then this one gets propped up next. Okay? Really easy to put together once you have the dimensions of your little card. That was a fun one to make. All right, I've got one more for you guys, and that is this one, the expanding tower card cutting die. All right, this one is a really fun one to make. It looks way more complicated than it is, so I'm going to make the little demo for this, and then I'm going to tell you about how we're going to give this one away. So for this one, you guys, I used the same Flit and Flutter 6x6 pattern cardstock, but I used the green, oh, where did I put it? Well, I'll just have to show you. I used, in this paper pack, there are some lovely green papers. There's one, actually. This one. All right, so on this side, you've got this very muted green polka dot with this border that's going along the bottom edge. And on the back side, you've got this fantastic border here. So I knew I wanted to use this side of the paper, but I also wanted to use this border to go on the top and the bottom edge of this. So what do? I took 2 of these sheets and I just trimmed the border off of each, okay? And then I took what was left of this one, minus the border, okay? And you turn this over, this border is at the top. All right, so I've trimmed this off, and I'm taking this cutting die that makes the base of the card, right? And I'm just putting that actually right here on this side of the card. It fits perfectly on the 6x6 paper. This is gone, and you're just going to run this through your die cutting machine so that when you take it out, you're going to have this with these 2 folds on it, right? You can then ink the edges of that with a little bit of tacky ink and your little blender tool. All right, and then get the rest of my stuff. Then you're going to have these 3 pieces. These are the braces or the little mechanisms that go on the top and bottom of the card. All right, so I die cut these from another sheet of this green polka dot paper. But the first ones, I went ahead and took the borders that I cut off of these, and I used this one, okay? So we're gonna have one go at the top and one go at the bottom, okay? And then I also added thin line yellow thin line dazzle stickers to those, okay? And then we've got these acetate sheets, sheets of acetate that I cut down, which I attached all these little flowers and butterflies. So you can see here, there's layers of acetate. There's 1, 2, 3 layers. On the back layer, I just went ahead and glued the little flowers. On the middle layer, I added the pink We're Together Dazzle stickers, just one of them that says hugs. And on the back, we have the cutout from the paper pack, Have a Beautiful Day. And then on the front part here, I added these 2 butterflies, and I just foam taped those. So let's get into the assembly of putting this tower together. So we're going to pretend here that I have this background piece is made out of patterned cardstock like I showed you. I've gone ahead and attached one side of these 3 strips, but I'm just to save time, but I'm going to show you how to do the bottom strips. So I've already done one of the bottom strips. Here's the other 2, okay? And I've added to these, this is double stick tape, and it's 1/4 inch wide, and I'll put both of these down below the video. I prefer both of them, actually. This one is red backed with extra sticky. This one kind of requires a little pokey tool to remove the backing sometimes. This one I find for filming, it's just easier to get the backing off, but they're both very good, and I'll put them both down below. So you just cut off little strips of the tape and place it right next to the fold there, okay? So that's what I've done on the first one, and I've, according to the little directions that are listed on the back, so you get pictures and full directions, I'm taking these and we're really just placing them right next to the fold right here. So the next one I'm going to do is this lavender shade of cardstock. Take the backing off, and I'm going to place this right up next to this one. Just like that. Now we're going to move that over, and here's the largest one. This would be the one that I used these borders on. We're going to take this one off. Notice I'm not taking the other ones off, because if you take all the little tape backing off now, just kind of a sticky mess. So only take them off when you're going to use them. All right, and then we're just going to sort of tuck this one, oops, right up next to the first one. Burnish it a little bit with your fingers. So you have 1, 2, 3 in a row, just like that. Now, on the instructions, it says to take a sheet of acetate. And like I said, you can buy this sheet of acetate at Paper Wishes. It's listed down below the video. And you're going to cut 3 strips, 1.5 inches wide and 6 inches long. And we didn't give you a die for that because it's an easy measurement. It's just a strip. There are no fold lines on it. And it would just make us charge you more for the die. So we're just going to have you cut that one instead of charging you for a die for that one. All right, so now we're going to take these little strips off. And then Debbie gave me this tip. She said this is a good time to add these little strips of acetate. And you're going to put them right there. Okay, so there's one done. Okay, now we're going to take off the little papers, or the little tapes. All right, there's that one. And there's that one. And we're just going to fold those and put them right on that line where the fold line is, score line rather. Okay, there's one done. Now we're going to take another strip of acetate. Already got the tapes at the top and the bottom. I have these little tape backings all over my desk. All right, we're going to open this up. We're going to place this one right here and right here. Okay, and now we're going to take these off right here, and we're just going to fold them over. That. And like that. All right, now we're going to place these right next to the other one. Okay, so now we've got 2 of those done over this last strip. Open this up. I'm going to put this right here. Make sure you get it in the middle right here. Initially, I stuck it down over here. We want to make sure it's in the middle. And then here, get rid of that excess slack. Got our tapes taken off. And then we're going to place this here and here. Burnish those a little bit. And there you go. They're all in a line, okay? The tower is done. You set it up like this. The back would have a nice patterned paper on it. You could write a little message. And you guys, it folds down flat for mailing, okay? So you guys, this is a super fun collection of gorgeous, really beautiful die cut pieces. They're very well done. Really a nice quality, nice weight, nice die cutting. And the money saver for this is right there on the right-hand side. All the other items are listed down below the video if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page. I forgot to tell you how we do our giveaway. I got so distracted. How we do our giveaway card is, if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page, all you have to do is hop on over to YouTube, search My Paper Wishes, okay? And then you would just like, comment, and subscribe. And then after about a week, we'll reply, congratulations, YouTube username blank, okay? And then we give you information on how to claim your card. So you do have to know what your YouTube username is and hop on over to YouTube. Check out our channel there. So if you are watching us on YouTube, just look below the video in the description box and you'll see a link that will take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page, and you'll check out that money saver that's on the right-hand side for this fantastic collection of gorgeous floral die cuts. Thanks for joining me today, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.